In the year 2015, so like a little more than a decade ago, there was once a game that reminded me of Candy Crush, both waifus and a love fairy? I'm the late night gamer, and in order to finish, oh boy, it's gonna be one of those videos, isn't it? All right, now hear me out. I don't know why I decided to do this, but here we are on Valentine's Day, hopefully. And in order to do the deed, I must talk to 12 waifus, get them to go out with me, play a lot of Bejeweled and or Candy Crush, however you want to call it as, discover something about myself, and even pretend I'm the richest player in existence. This is how I got 100% in HuniePop. First things first, in order to get 100%, I need to unlock all 20 Steve achievements, become besties with all 12 characters, acquire all pictures, max all stats, know everything and anything about each character, and give everyone all of the gifts. And I do mean all of the gifts. So long as this doesn't become another hour-long video, I think we got this. Starting the game, I run into this random girl who claims to meet me later. The dialogue puts me as a guy who hasn't dated before, but I guess that's fine. False, but fine. Later, some random cosplayer shows up in the setting titled My Bedroom. Honestly, it's missing some things, but being more concerned with a random person, I threatened to call the police. After de-escalating the situation, I come to find out that this cosplayer is a love fairy named Q, and she's here to help me with, well, my dating life. And the simplest way possible, completely, totally true, by playing a tile matching game. Kind of like Bejeweled or Candy Crush, I'm given a set number of moves to complete the level. I naturally skip over most of this since, let's be real here, you probably already know how to play either Bejeweled or Candy Crush, so I think we all have the gist. However, if you haven't played either of those games or have no idea what I'm talking about, here's a brief rundown. Each color tile is related to a specific interest or mechanic, or, specialty, whichever. There are 4 interest tiles: blue for talent, red for sexuality, green for flirtation, and orange for romance. Each waifu has a specific interest they like and dislike, and you earn more points by matching for what they like, but less points for matching what they dislike. There's also 4 specialty tiles: pink hearts for passion, teal teardrops for sentiment, which can be used to purchase date gifts throughout the date, yellow bells to gain extra moves, which come in handy, and purple broken heart tiles that decrease your score when matched. So don't match them, please. You'll thank me later. I'll go over the passion and sentiment a little later, but Q explains them in the tutorial. As for now, it's time to get achievement hunting, as I'm told to pick a place to start meeting waifus. Just before I pick a place, I must stress over 3 achievements in this game that are critical from literally day 1. Each of them revolve around dates, and 2 of them revolve around time. You see, as you meet a girl, you advance the day further. This goes from morning to afternoon to evening to night, and then it recycles. This only gives you a total of 4 chances to date 4 different girls. Since you can only date each girl 1 time per day, that means time-based dates are really important for these achievements. And because I have played tile matching games before, I know for a fact that I suck at them. And for that reason, I'm playing this game on easy mode. And I do mean, no joke, I am playing this on easy mode because I am really, really bad at tile matching games, and I'd like to get 100% on this game. Back to the actual achievements at hand. The first is spend a night with one of the girls within 4 game days. That means completing a total of 4 dates. Now, here's the interesting part. So long as you take a girl back to your place to play video games and win the final puzzle level, that counts as the same day. So, if you invite someone over on day 4 and succeed, then it counts within that day limit. The second achievement is to play video games with all of the girls within 18 days. The best way to do this is to start in the morning on day 1 to give you a little extra time. The final achievement is to play video games with all the girls without failing a single date. Now, I know you're thinking, this can be really easy on easy mode. If you're not me. Fair warning, even though we're on easy mode, I do fail some dates, so I have to scum save and restart the game before the autosave can kick in. I wasn't joking, I'm really bad at these kind of games. So picking the Dawnwood Park as my first option to meet some lovely waifus, I end up skipping the day to the afternoon, making it a little harder for the 18-day achievement. On the bright side, I meet Aiko, the university teacher. Upon meeting her, we're briefly introduced to a scene where she's talking with another one of the characters. Don't worry, we'll get to her in a bit. After she's left alone, Q flies by and gives us some pointers to break the ice and learn Aiko's name. This will happen literally every time you meet the main cast, but I'm only pointing this out now so I don't have to repeat myself 8 more times. With introductions out of the way, I'm given the option to go on my first date with Aiko, as well as being introduced to the game's main user interface. This is where the craziness starts. By talking to Aiko, I can earn a premium currency in freemium games called Honey. Honey is used in the early game to increase stats, and in the late game to buy specific items that are not available in the store. At the time. Don't worry, the store is kind of weird. Now, unfortunately, I didn't realize that until I was going for the last 2 achievements. So don't worry, I totally forget to actually use this to my advantage until later down the road. At the bottom left of the screen is a health bar, a booze bar, and an affection meter. As you go on successful dates, the waifu in question will be more willing to play video games with you. The more booze you give her increases the amount of sentiment you earn during the dates, specifically I think just that one date. And as you talk with her, the food meter goes down. It costs about 2 points for the food meter to ask a question, so as long as you have at least 1 point, you can go on a date. I think the 2-point rule counts for giving gifts as well, though. After checking Aiko's information a bit more with the high-tech device Q gave me, which, listen, I don't remember what it's called. I'm gonna be so real with you right now, I don't remember what it's called. But regardless, I go on my first date. Now, not only am I super nervous, but I'm constantly checking my door in case my wife asks me questions. Don't worry, she's pretty chill since it's just a game, but I don't want her thinking I'm doing something sus. I'm only playing a puzzle game with an anime wife on the side, so there's clearly nothing sus about it. For my first date with Aiko, we go to the water park and Aiko shows up in this really cool swimsuit. Outfits are going to be a pain later, because of course they are, but since my only goal is to not fail any dates this run, I don't have to worry about that right now. Oh, did I mention I have to get all of the outfits for completing this 100%? If I didn't, yeah, I gotta do that as well. Since we're on a date, I guess I can start explaining how the date gifts work now. Date gifts are useful items that require a specific set amount of sentiment to use them. They are only usable 1 time per date, but luckily, as Q explains in the tutorial, you can use the same item on multiple dates. The first gift you start out with is this teddy bear, which removes all broken hearts for 6 sentiment. Each teardrop match gives you 3 sentiment. With the first date successful, I unlock the There May Be Hope Yet achievement for finishing my first date, and we head back. I bid Aiko farewell and head to the beach after I spend more money to buy her a present. That reminds me, there are 2 ways you can earn honey and only 1 way to earn money. And yes, trust me, the money is spelled with an M-U-N-I-E, not M-O-N. Oh my god, I can't spell money. What's wrong with me? M-O-N-E-Y. There we go. You can earn honey by talking to girls or giving them gifts, but you can only earn money by going on dates, which I kind of wish was like the rule. Like, could you imagine just earning money, like actual money by going out with someone? That'd be kind of sick. And also really bad for the economy now that I'm thinking about that. Continuing on, we meet Belly, the yoga instructor, and the waifu whose friend we will run into later. Just like before, we break some ice, talk with her, date her, and move on to her friend. This is the same thing until we meet literally all of the main girls. So to speed things up, we meet Jessie the star, Lola the stewardess, yes, I think I pronounced that correctly, Nikki the coffee barista, and Audrey the mega bitch. Q's words, not mine.
This is what we refer to as a mega bitch.
Seriously, I try not to swear on this channel, for now. We'll see how things go. But I can't stand Audrey. She's literally a bitch for like literally no reason. The worst part, it's just a front. I personally can't stand her for that, but those Audrey fans out there, listen, you do you and tell me in the comments why you actually like her. Try to convince me to be on your side, because I just can't. I'm sorry. But seriously, put in the comments, like below and all that fun stuff. On the second day of this run, I go on another successful date with Aiko. I go on a date with Belly and soon receive a pretty picture from her. The yoga pose makes sense since she's in the structure, but something about the chosen pose has me questioning who took the picture. Anyway, since it's now day 3, I have until the end of day 4 for the first achievement I'm going for. Starting out, well, technically second achievement because I got the There May Be Hope Yet achievement, but yeah. Starting off strong, I meet Kiana, the hairstylist, in the morning. But that will have to wait for now, so I turn my focus to Aiko and Belly as my prime candidates for the Day 4 achievement. After the third successful date with Aiko, she sends me a third picture as I'm talking with Belly, and this picture is, well, definitely not allowed on YouTube. So real quick, while I'm at the casino with Belly, as you successfully complete dates, along with increasing number of hearts, you'll also get a snazzy picture of the girl you just dated. And since the girl's liking you more and more, the pictures become more and more not YouTube friendly. Because of course. So instead, I will just be showing you headshots of the girls as we unlock more and more photos. And after the third successful date with Belly, we head to the morning of day 4 and run into someone new. Talking with Aiko at the university campus is the college student, Tiffany. I will have to remember to go here first and future runs to save some time, because that would have made so much sense, but I decided against. Seeing as I have to wait until nighttime to finish the 4th and last date for either Aiko or Belly, I go out with Tiffany and Kiana to earn some extra money. I also have made sure to increase my stats doing this as well, because if you don't, failing dates is more likely going to happen. And that is definitely not a foreshadow. Sadly, I fail my date with Kiana and must restart the game. Because of course I do. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not good at these tile matching games. I'm really bad at puzzle games. That being said, if there's a puzzle game you'd like for me to 100%, please leave a like and a comment below so I can look at the game and cry in frustration. And of course, once I get the required achievements, I won't have to do this scum saving anymore. But for now, once the nighttime frame comes along, I decide to date Aiko, and we go to this really cool and probably very expensive restaurant. But since my attention is on the puzzle that has been slapped into my face, I don't even have time to pay attention to Aiko. She even put on a fancy outfit, the poor girl. With many moves left, I successfully complete the date, and now I must do one final task. I have to do the deed. And by deed, I clearly mean to play a children's card game on motorcycles with Aiko. Minus the motorcycles, they're a little too expensive. Hey, listen, it works for my wife, so it will clearly work for Aiko. No jokes, by the way. My wife and I actually started dating after I taught her how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Free advice for teaching new players: start with the really simple mechanics first, then slowly introduce the more complicated stuff. I didn't do that, and my wife still won't play against shadalls. To this day, 2026, she won't play against shadalls. She will literally scoop up her cards and go somewhere else. Anyway, now that you've been thoroughly distracted with the real life story, I've finished matching as fast as I can and win the duel against Aiko, thereby tiring her out mentally, and she is chilled sleeping on the couch. This in turn giving me both the V card revoked and pickup artist achievements. Yeah, so with achievement names like this, I have no idea if I should even be naming what these achievements are, because, is YouTube. But I guess, hey, what do we do from here? Who knows? And regardless, as a reward, Aiko gives us a token of gratitude. Where is that Shrek reference? Since we have secured those achievements, it's time to go for the 18-day achievement. But as I leave, Q decides to stop me from leaving and confesses something. She would like to no longer commit voyeurism and instead wants to become one of my soon-to-be many BFFs. That's best friends forever, nothing else, viewer. I'm on to you. I'm watching. Much like Q. With Q joining the game, I unlock the DTF Date the Fairy achievement. It is not down to frolic. It is Date the Fairy. Fun fact, Q is one of 4 secret unlockable characters, and because of that, she counts towards the achievement that I'm trying to get, which means I also have to unlock the rest of the secret characters. Now you'll know why it's 18 days and why it's a butt to get. But before I do that and go on a date with Q, I get to explain some of the best date gifts because I want to, and it's an excuse to make this video longer. There are a few different series of gifts, most of which I don't have time to go into too much detail, mostly because I don't really want to, and you probably won't really be using these because, let's be real here, they're not all good. But that's okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? There's, of course, stuffed animals, jewelry, flowers, and shoes. Each series shares a benefit, but have different effects. A great example is actually the stuffed animal line. You already know that the bear removes broken hearts, which means that stuffed animals affect broken hearts in some way. I personally like the penguin, and it's not because I like penguins, especially Puny Penguin. I love that card. It is so cute. I like the penguin because it changes broken hearts into joy tiles, which means I can get extra moves. The flowers increase the number of specific tiles, and the perfumes increase how often you'll see a specific tile. So those are really good. Please be sure to don't be dumb like me And make sure you're using the right pair for the right girl. Shoes, on the other hand, do something with sentiment, but I only ended up using one pair for most of the video. I only have one pair of feet after all. Once my date with Q is done and I fail to give her a gift that will help me in the long run, I head on over to the university. As with most afternoons, our energetic Tiffany is there. We chat for a bit before we make our way into the ice rink for a date. Naturally, I complete the date successfully, didn't fail at all, and scum saved, I promise, before leaving her near immediately to rizz up another girl. Sadly, the girl I optimized to try and rizz up for the day was none other than that bitch Audrey. Upon seeing her, she says the following.
You again?
Yup, me again.
A mega bitch.
Now, I don't know about you, but to me, it sounds like she really does not want me to be around her. And in normal circumstances, I would just leave, but this is not a normal circumstance. This is a video game where my main goal is to become super best friends with every girl in the game, which includes Audrey. So against my best wishes, I buy her some presents, chat with her a bit to learn some super important but not really important information about her, and proceed to go on a date with her at the casino. And what happened next made me ask some things about her choice in outfits. So, does she really like fairly cutesy outfits? This girl's definitely hiding something here. Maybe that's why she's so mean. Perhaps she has some deep emotional baggage in her personal life that she isn't able to confront, and in turn puts on a bitch facade to keep others from getting too close to her. Or maybe I'm thinking too much and she's just a Karen in the making. Once the date is finished, it's time to bring home another girl to satisfy my unquenchable thirst to play children's card games on motorcycles without the motorcycles. Or in this game's case, to bring home a girl and spend the night with. Nothing about this sentence feels good to say in any context of the game, unless it's about trading cards, because trading cards are fun. We head over to Belly in the morning and she says some really nice things.
Your bed is like a dream. I feel so rested and relaxed.
Wait, what do you mean by my bed? I thought this place had a spare room for guests to sleep in. I must have taken the couch because I'm just that chill of a dude. After doing the usual, I make my way to the beach to chat and naturally date Kiana during the afternoon. Currently, I'm on day 6 and out of 12 girls, I've completed 2, which sounds so wrong to say. But naturally, I'm getting a little worried, achievement reason-wise, seeing as I still have 3 more secret characters to lock. Why am I switching between character and girl? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it just sounds better phonetically. I don't know. I'm just kind of reading the script. I don't know what I wrote. It's been a while, trust me. As I continue my entourage of receiving gifts, making honey and money, giving gifts, and dating other girls, I run to Q at the beach and I finally realize how not to be stupid for once when it comes to the gift giving. You see, in order to give a gift, you have to take it out of your inventory, which makes sense, and yet I didn't do this for the longest time. So what you do is you take it out of your inventory and you put the gift in your gift inventory thing. So you got your main inventory, then you have your little side inventory that's at the bottom of the screen where you can actually start giving gifts to people. That's where you put the gift there. And from there, you give the gift to the recipient. So in Q's case, I gave her the magazine that I've been holding on for a friend this whole entire time for the whole 6-7 days. No other reason. Plot twist, it was actually hers this entire time. See, I told you, holding on to it for a friend. I didn't know it was hers until now. And as a big thank you, she gives me something, I don't know, some weird thing. Like literally, it's just called a weird thing. This weird thing is the thing I need to unlock a secret character. But I have to return to the beach during the night. So for now, I raise up Q for a bit before I make my way to Jessie during the evening to literally do the same thing. At the end of day 7, I decide to finish things with Audrey so I don't have to see her for the rest of the run and we have a pretty chill night. She breaks my apartment complex's golden road, smokes my apartment, which I'm not too fond of, and hopefully management does not find out. Before I kick her out of my place, I spend some cold hard money on some goldfish, which I'll need for later. Keep this goldfish in mind because it will become the demon fish later in this video. After evicting Audrey, I head over to the park and meet up with Nikki. Not only to score some points, but for something more nefarious. After my date with Nikki, I perform the cruelest of deeds before leaving the park. I take the bag of goldfish and I toss it. That's right, I just tossed a bag of goldfish away into the trash. Begone, fish, I have no need for you. As I officially leave the park to continue my conquest, I get stopped by one of the 3 remaining secret characters. Meet Momo, the kitty? Oh, this feels so wrong. Please don't tell me I have to take her home at this point. Oh, this feels so wrong. And with that, she's forced to live with me. Wonderful. Okay. This is not what I was expecting or wanted, but, clearly nothing can go wrong here, and no one ever question why a Kemono Mimi is living in my apartment. Because clearly, I will never know. After trying to learn something about her, she asked me nothing but cat questions, and I'm sure a good number of people will close their tab when I say this, but I am not a cat person. And by that, I mean I don't want to take care of cats. Cats are fine, I just don't want to take care of one. So clearly, I don't know anything about her questions. How would I know how long a cat gestates before being born? Why is that relevant to you? Momo, why are you like this? After talking to her, I take her out for a date. And yes, you heard me, a date. Yeah, there's so many things wrong about this, but I guess I gotta do it. At least I'll be able to teach someone how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Later, because if she's gonna live with me, she's gonna learn how to play some card games. After finishing the date, I leave Momo and meet up with Jessie. Now, if you think I did this 2 days in a row, you would be absolutely right, and I can explain my non-existent infidelity. You see, each character has their own schedule, and if you want to get 100% in this game, you gotta play by these rules. Some characters are only available during certain times of the day due to long nights of drinking and crying themselves to sleep, while others are out on a business trip and are out of town for a set number of days. This of course means that some girls take a higher priority than others when trying to accomplish certain tasks. Jessie is one of those girls who rarely wakes up past evening, and that clearly doesn't have anything to do with her job in the movie industry, and more so with her late night drinking. Probably. This of course is a complete guess, seeing as she has a very high tolerance for booze. She's definitely not an alcoholic, and we should definitely not be worried about her. Clearly, she has her life put together. After getting Jessie ready for one more date away from the best night of learning card game in her life, I receive a picture from Audrey. Clearly, she meant this picture for someone else. Did you see the blushies on her face? Clearly, she misclicked somewhere. She hates me. After leaving Jessie to her vices, I head over to the nightclub to meet up with Tiffany and perform my duty as not the creepy guy and ask her out to the carnival. We have a great time as she spends the night at my place to clearly play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Upon the morn, she has her very own Fluffle deck, and I breathe a sigh of relief as she didn't want to play Yummies. And yes, that's an actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. Look it up. Fair warning, they're adorable. And they're competitively viable as of late 2025 and early 2026. Before I leave, it seems some people were busy learning how to take pics without using their hands and sending them to me. And I have to admit, how Momo got up into that tree without anyone bothering her is actually quite impressive. Continuing on, I make my rounds to set up as many girls as I can to 4 out of 5 hearts, so I can become a better teacher each night back to back before making my way back to Jessie. Heads up, at some point I learn that Tiffany and Jessie are related. So yeah, I taught Tiffany how to play card games, and now it's time to teach her mother how to play as well. Oh boy, I hope those two, you know what, given the context that we're using for card games, I'm not gonna finish that. After a long night of teaching Jessie how to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, she leaves with a satisfied headache, and I begin to question if Momo is around at night during any and all of the tasks that happen at night. I decide to leave these questions alone to rot in the sewer and continue to make my rounds. When night comes around, I meet up with Nikki, and I'm forced to make a choice that would change this run forever. Nikki meets the 2 requirements for me to take her home. She's at 4 hearts and it's nighttime. I've also met the requirement to unlock the second to last secret character. It's nighttime and I have the strange thing item, and I'm at the beach. The problem is, if I take Nikki home, I have to wait until nighttime again and for a character to be at the beach in order for me to go there. And I don't know when that next chance will come, and since I only have a set amount of time to acquire the achievement I'm going for, I decide to toss the strange thing item and leave. What happened next is not something I was prepared for.
I believe you have something that belongs to me. I'd like it back. That gear is a critical component to my ship's engine. How did you get that?
Holy sweet hottie, who is this hottie? Damn! Oh, okay, oh shit. Yeah, I think I need to, actually get to know this girl. Hey, what's your name? This is Celeste, and she's a bounty hunter from outer space. For what and for whom, I don't know, and I don't care. What I do care about is how I can stop myself from getting into any more trouble with the missus. Because, damn, I have so many questions right now. But before I go too far, I take Celeste out to the carnival, and holy hair, what kind of outfit is that? Damn, girl! Moving on, as I bid my adieu, I notice that she switched from her standard outfit to her swimsuit outfit since she's at the beach, and I must really head somewhere before I spend all my hard-earned money on gifts for her until I'm broke. Would the gifts give me more honey? Yes. Do I care? For Celeste? Nah, it's fine. She could use some presents. She looks lonely. Starting day 11 reminds me I only have about 7 days until Sadako ends my life, so I talk to Momo, which instantly puts me on the right track. I then learn that Momo is 1 year old in cat years, which is only 15 human years. Devs, what the? Listen, Devs, I need to have a talk with you. Listen, there's so many things wrong with this, okay? Y'all need to make sure that you should have just put 2 years, okay? Like, that's so wrong. Okay, so for this video, we're going to say that Momo's actually at least 1 year, 10 months in cat years. This fixes one thing, since the game doesn't give you months when it comes to how old someone is, which is clearly what the devs intended. Clearly, right guys, right? So after taking Momo to a hiking trail, I head on over to see Lola before making my way to Celeste, and I fully forgot, Lola's the flight attendant. And she's also Markiplier's favorite girl. Since unlocking Celeste can only happen at night, this makes getting her to 3 out of 5 hearts super easy, barely an inconvenience since you don't have to wait any extra days. After seeing the Star Wars reference for the nerds and boomers, I head on over to Nikki to finish up, the 5th girl of the run? With only 6 more days, I have 7 more to go. My chances aren't looking too good. There is a bright side to this though. As I mentioned earlier when getting the pickup artist achievement, I only need to spend a night with the final girl by the end of the 18th day, so I do have a chance still. So, after doing some mental math and checking, I decide to head to Kiana and start my long entourage of finishing the long list of dates, so it's time for a little time warp. On the night of day 15, I teach Q, the love fairy, a little something about how life points in Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't matter as long as you have at least 1 life point left. In the morning of day 16, I've taken every single girl back home except for Momo. With Momo out of 4 out of 5 stars, I'm on track to get that difficult achievement. That is until I have to leave to pass the time.
See you.
This is the one?
That's the guy.
How is that possible? I don't understand.
And that's when a new character decides to barge in and flat out insults me. Apparently, she knows Q, and I have a sneaky suspicion that someone may be in trouble with the higher-ups. This is Venus, the queen of the love fairies, and the last secret character to unlock. Did I say 3 secret characters earlier? Yeah, I meant 4. Speaking of unlocking secret characters, I forgot something. Meet Momo, the kitty? Hello, me. Sorry to do this, but I must intrude. What the? Lazar? No, it's me, the late night gamer. Listen, I know I look like Lazar from Dice of Chaos, which you should check out, by the way, but I'm only using him as an avatar for the channel. Okay, sounds good. Actually, that sounds on brand. So why are you here? Well, clearly, it's to mention that the viewers should check out Dice of Chaos on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Yes! Yes, they should. In fact, now that you mention it, hold on to that thought past me. I need to fix the timeline here real quick before you go back to the script. Wait, but I don't want to. Too bad! Momo is your character to work with right now, so anyway, upon unlocking Momo, I unlock the Bestial achievement for unlocking Momo, and on to the next one! Hey, wait a minute. I thought you said he wasn't Lazar. But that was the commercial breakdown for Lazar in Dice of Chaos. You know what? Whatever. I guess I have to go back to talking about Momo the kitty. Holy sweet hottie. Who is this hottie? Holy hair, I forgot about this. Hello? Hi. So, what's going on? Well, this is interesting. You don't remember me? Why would I? Unless you're Lazar from Dice of Chaos? You don't sound like him. You sound too much like me. Yeah, so before we break it, more theoretical time paradoxes, upon unlocking Celeste, I get the LMAO achievement. And yes, that's what it's called. And no, I'm not going to call it the Lamau achievement. Anyway, bypass me. Try not to get too excited there. Oh, wait, what? Oh, sorry, what? What's going on? Oh, he's gone. All right, I guess back to reading the script. Damn! Whew, okay, so now that that's fixed, I unlock the Heavenly Body achievement for unlocking the fourth and final secret character, Venus. Keep in mind that so long as you unlock Venus, you get this achievement, and you don't have to unlock the other secret characters first. As the Queen of the Fairies berates me, I'll explain how this happened. In order to unlock Venus, you must have a good time with all the main girls and Q. Doing so will unlock Venus, and upon impressing her queenship and showing her a good time, you technically beat the game and unlock Alpha Mode. So with 2 games to go, it's time to get that achievement. And on day 18, the last and final day, I completely failed to finish the job. On this day, I go on the 3rd date with Venus, and although I am successful, she is sadly only at 4 hearts. This is where I have failed. I needed her at least 4 hearts before I went out with her on this day so I could snag the achievement by the end of this day. And so, if you've been wondering why I haven't really been talking about any of the other girls throughout this video, this has kind of been why. Now that I failed this achievement, I can restart the game and start from scratch. Ha! I'm kidding. I may have failed getting 1 achievement, but that doesn't mean I can't use this game file to accomplish some others. Even though I couldn't finish the task in 18 days, I could do it in 19 days. And in doing so, after taking Venus home for the night, I unlocked the truest player for spending the night with Venus, sobriety for never using booze throughout the run, and smooth as duck for completing the run without failing a single date. Definitely earned that without scum saving. For sure, 100%. Still counts though, I'll take it. Now that we have those, we can work towards some really hard achievements for someone like me, and that's the alpha dates. So I'm just gonna let Q explain this one for me.
The final challenge is called Alpha Mode. In Alpha Mode, the difficulty will be locked into the hard setting. Dates will continue to increase in difficulty indefinitely. The question is, how far can you get?
And so, I hand over all 12 parting gifts to Q, not only giving me the alpha achievement, but also locking me into alpha mode. This is both a blessing, but mostly a curse. In order to gain money, you have to do well enough in dates, and dates constantly get harder to accomplish. So you end up not getting much as money in the long run, if you're really bad at the game, and you constantly fail, like I do. This will only really apply later, but for now it's not a problem, except I'm really bad at puzzle games, and there are 2 achievements tied to the alpha dates, which I decide to do later. I start a new game profile because I have plans for the first one, and I start from the beginning. After going through the tutorial with Q, I decide to go for another one of the hardest achievements this game has to offer, and it's only really difficult if you're really bad at puzzle games. And I know, I sound like a broken record, but that's fine. Broken puzzle. Let's go. So, I have my work cut out for me. Just like last time, I head over to the park to meet Aiko and eventually Belly. This is perfect because I want to focus on a very few specific set of girls to unlock this next achievement. I have to bring 3 girls over without ever upgrading a single stat. And yes, I definitely upgraded my stats throughout the last run. This time though, I have to do a minimum of 12 dates without any upgrades, and since completing a date increases the score for the next date, it is imperative that I stack to the 3 girls I choose to take home and play card games with. And something I totally never put into the script until just now, I'm gonna go ahead and ad-lib this, is stats. What you can do with your money, sorry, not your money, what you can do with your honey is you can pour some of that into your stats. These stats vary from increasing the amount of points you get for specific traits, like romance, for example, or flirtation, to your score multiplier, decreasing the amount of score you lose from accidentally matching your broken heart, or increasing your overall score multiplier for increasing your passion level. So they definitely come in handy. My first choice is Aiko, simply because I like her personality. I mean, how could you not like someone finding the random comment of "duck them birds" to be someone you'd like to hang out with? Don't answer that. It was rhetorical. I know there are people who'd rather be with Audrey, and that's totally okay. After giving Aiko a gift she loves, she gives me a present, and this is key for this run. I just need the right gifts, and although I could just restart every time I get a gift I don't like, I decide not to. Why? I don't know. Why not? She decides to give me some shoes that aren't the most useful, but I decide to be pressing forward! And I complete my first date of 12. 1 to go, 11 more to slay. The princess. Afterwards, I head over to the beach to be introduced to Belly. After buying her a drink for the first and probably one of the few times in this playthrough, we go out on a date. The booze did little to nothing for me, but that's okay. I was still able to complete the date and head on to the bar so I can meet up with Jessie. With Jessie being super chill, she becomes my third teammate in this adventure, and we go out on a date with her in a bunny suit. Thankfully, it's not like an Easter bunny suit, but without the ears, it makes a little sense to actually call it a bunny suit. I don't know fashion, so it's all good. Afterwards, I head on over to see Lola, and once again, Q can't stop talking about how much she loves chocolate. Listen, I know you like chocolate, but this game won't let me buy any right now, so you're just gonna have to deal with it, okay, girl? After taking Lola to the Nutmeg Cafe, I have my team decided, and on the next day, it's time to start the process of increasing the hearts of Aiko, Belly, Jessie, and Lola. Not in that order. Now, what team name would that make anyway? LABJ, BALJ, AJLB? Oh, JLAB. Yeah, there we go. JLAB, aka JLab. Not sponsored by the actual brand name, but JLab sounds the best. For those who are Ruby fans, please let me know in the comments below if you got the reference, and then explain in multiple comments as to how the naming system worked. Because I still don't quite understand, but I think I got the rough gist of it. So please, put down in the comments. Help me out. Once you finish, please go ahead and leave a like before subscribing so you too can embrace the chaos, one thread at a time. Shoutouts and references aside, I unlocked Momo much earlier in this run compared to the last one, and that's fine since she just lets me pass some time. Eventually, I meet up with most of the other girls before I run into Jessie with 4 hearts on the night of day 6. The days don't really matter right now, but it was still something I felt worth mentioning. We go out one last time, and upon my success, I breathe a sigh of relief as I am now one step closer to finishing this difficult achievement. Naturally, in the morning, Q gets jealous and I start my losing streak. Date after day I fail, and although some are intentional since I just wanted the money, a couple of them I'm still really salty about. Like the date with Aiko. I could have been halfway to forever had I been successful on that date, but since I didn't want to restart, I decided to do the one thing I'm good at. And so, by pressing forward, I march on and fail even more dates. And that is until I run into Belly, and finally, I'm not only successful, but Belly gets flustered and decides she would like to stay with me at my place. She must really like card games. I don't blame her, they're pretty fun. With 2 girls down, I'm officially halfway to the goal, and wow, it is really hard. And I'm on easy mode. See, I'm telling you, I'm really bad at these kind of games. After several more attempts with Aiko, I get frustrated and restart the game a few more times. I tried so hard to complete this date 10 times, and after hours and hours of trying, I finally get some good RNG, and I finally complete the date, putting Aiko at 4 hearts. I don't even want to deal with the alpha dates. This is ridiculous. I can't even upgrade anything. On the next in-game day, I decided to finish up with Aiko, and after some stressful moves, I took her home so she could teach me some things about Lorcana? I didn't know Aiko liked Lorcana. Neat. Upon Aiko schooling me, I unlocked the Lucky Loser achievement for taking 3 girls home without upgrading a single stat. Wait, only 3 girls? Hex yeah, I thought it was 4. Well, with that one out of the way, it's time to get some much needed upgrades. I do have 8 more achievements to get after all. Now, I have a confession. Part of why getting Lucky Loser achievement was so hard is because I was secretly trying to get another achievement by taking all the girls home without talking to a single one of them. I can unlock another difficult achievement. Since the only way you can get honey is either by talking to the girls or buying them gifts, this meant that each of the dates were very crucial. So, with the first bird taken care of, it's time for the stone to take care of the other bird. As I continue my way through the game, not learning a single thing about anyone, I come to discover something that changes how I attempt the 18-day run forever. During this run, I haven't taken Momo nor Celeste home yet, but I did take Q home. When I take Nikki home, she is the last of the main girls that I needed to become best friends with, and in the morning,
I'm making waffles.
Nah, I'm kidding. I get the cutscene that introduces Venus. This literally blew my mind. I was super stoked. If I can unlock Venus super early by only completing the main girls in queue, I can unlock Momo and Celeste at nearly any point during the run, which means I only have to set them up if I need to pass some time between the days. By doing this, I can prioritize unlocking Venus and then focusing on the remaining 3 secret characters without having to get up precious time. Keeping this in my back pocket for now, I continue my crusade to make more best friends. Eventually, I only have to take Venus home, and when I do, I unlock the Buying Love achievement. From here, I unlock Alpha Mode, and to my surprise, I actually try to do it, because I'm insane, I guess. I head over to see Tiff and cry on the inside as I see that I have to reach a score of 6,000 to complete the date. And this is Alpha Date Mode number 1. Keep in mind, this is hard mode, and the score requirement gets higher as you complete these dates. Naturally, I fail and move on to her mother, which again sounds really bad. As I try once again to finish Alpha Mode Date number 1 with Jessie, I get really close to losing, but with just the right moves, I'm only successful and I only have 9 more to go. I attempt Alpha Date Mode number 2 with Aiko, and some really good plays. I go from just shy of 2,000 points to over 4,000 points like a boss, netting me not only the Make a Move achievement for scoring 2,000 or more points in a single move, but also allowing me to successfully complete the date. 2 Alpha Modes down, 8 to go. This is going very well. Speaking of going well, since it's a new day, I try my hand again at Jessie and successfully complete Alpha Date Mode number 3. Wow, okay. This is surprising. This is going pretty well. I hope this doesn't lead to some kind of cliche. On to date number 4 with Venus. And I fail. On to Celeste.
Success!
On the following in-game morning, Celeste is really happy I was super good at puzzles and I only need 6 more dates to complete. I try a few more times with Aiko and Belly, but fail until I try once again with Venus. Not only am I successful, but I unlock the Alpha Champ achievement for completing 5 dates while in Alpha mode. Hey, wait a minute. Do I only need to complete a total of 10 dates? Do they not need to be in the same game profile? I must test this. Heading over to the profile where I didn't give Q everything, I unlock the Alpha mode and go through this once more. But this time, I have an idea as to how much I need. That, and I make sure my stats are boosted high enough. After failing with Q and Jessie, Aiko comes in clutch and I only need to finish 4 more dates. At least in theory. A game theory. Keep watching. After failing with Venus and Jessie again, I try Aiko once more, but fail once more, of course. I was really salty on this one though. I was only 600 points from passing this one. Big Sag. F's in the chat, I guess? I don't know. If you also feel sad for me and having it, please subscribe so I can muster the courage and keep trying. I also like the video. Hopefully you've subscribed, but if not, I understand. You want to see if I really complete the last Alpha dates before you click that subscribe button. I'm on to you. From here, I try Venus once again, and this time I'm successful. Now, you may be wondering why I'm focusing so much on Jessie, Aiko, and Venus for these dates. Truth is, I just don't want to have to remember to switch my items around before each date. Since these 3 girls get bonus points with the date gifts I currently have equipped, it's the easiest thing for me to do. At least I don't have to deal with Audrey while doing this. Kicking the dead horse aside, I continue this rhythm of failure until I try my hand with Celeste. I make sure to actually switch my items, and with the final move...
That's not exactly how I pictured an Earth date.
I disappoint one of the most interesting characters in the game. And so, with my head low, failure after failure, I get a lucky streak going with Aiko, and in a few game days later, we finish Alpha Mode Date number 3. Woo! With only 2 more dates to go, I recycle the line, and after failing my date with Venus, I finished date number 4 with Jessie. Only 1 more date to go, and wanting to prove myself to the space girl from outside the galaxy, I guess, I go on 1 final date with Celeste, and naturally, I fail. I should really stick with Aiko on this. I think most of the times I've been successful with these alpha dates, most of them have been with Aiko. To which she proves my point, as I'm not only successful completing the 5th alpha date with Aiko, I also unlock the Alpha Master achievement for completing 10 dates while in alpha mode. I'm so stoked that I was right. Like, no joke. Can't believe that worked out. And that was something for sure I don't want to do again with this game. I don't like alpha mode. I really don't. It's really mean. With only 4 achievements left to get, I start a new game file, and now I must go for the 18-day limit. Wish me luck, y'all. Take your bets. We're off to the races. Starting out, I do the smart thing for once after the tutorial and go to the university where we're introduced to Tiff. This is a file where I plan not to only get the 18-day achievement, but where I will be focusing on the rest of the achievements as well. In order to do that, I must do the thing that scares most people these days. I have to talk to people. Not through a text, not over FaceTime, or talking loudly through the speaker while on a phone call for everyone to hear. I mean face to face. Now I know, it's absolutely batshit terrifying. Even though this is just a video game, clicking the talk button has me shaking. Luckily for me, Tiffany is really nice and we have a non-scary conversation. It helped that I brought her presents. We will be doing a lot of talking and a lot of gift giving, so until we meet everyone, I'll skip over the other importance for now. After a lovely date, we say absolutely nothing and ditch Tiffany to go see Aiko. Rinse and repeat, gifts, date, talk. Soon we finish meeting the rest of the girls in the following order. Belly, Jessie, Lola, and Nikki, all on the same day. Now, I know I didn't go over all the main girls, but you may have noticed I met a total of 6 girls on the same day. For whatever reason, in day 1, if you pick the right route, you can meet more than one girl in the same time frame, which becomes huge in the long run. We do have to miss out on meeting Kiana and Audrey, but that's okay, as we can meet them on either day 2 or day 3. After dating Tiffany, in order to get her to the 3 hearts, I head over to the mall on day 2 to meet up with Audrey so I can unlock Kiana. Now that the main girls are unlocked, I can finally explain the reason for the gifts and the talking. Besides gaining honey, I actually need to give gifts and talk to the girls for another achievement. To simply put it, completing the game 100%, and for a completionist such as myself, how could I not do this? Each girl has several things that you must complete, most of which you may have picked up on during the video, but for those who haven't pieced it entirely together, let me explain. Besides getting their hearts to max of 5, for each girl you need to acquire the following: 4 photos, 12 details about themselves, 24 gifts, 5 hairstyles, and 5 outfits. With the exception of gifts, everything is unique to each girl. Photos are unlocked through progression of dates and heart increases, details are unlocked from talking and asking the right questions when prompted, and gifts are, well, obviously they're bought and gifted, but hairstyles and outfits are the only things unlocked by actually dating. And it's not just by going on dates. You also have to go to the right location at the right time and finish the date successfully. So no, you can't fail on purpose or accidentally. Throughout the standard game, the date location will be different, but certain outfits and hairstyles are available on specific date locations. And some date locations are only available at specific times. With that out of the way, it's time to explain the gifts. Then we can finally get on to the rest of the fun stuff. There are 4 sets of gifts that each girl will need to fill out, and each set has 6 different gifts. Luckily, besides the unique set that each girl requires that will also increase the amount of honey you get by talking to them, some girls also share gift sets. So overall, there's less gifts to be on the lookout for. For example, Momo, Audrey, and Nikki all like fish, and thus they all need to get the fish gift set. From goldfish, aka demon fish, to fish tank. You'll have to get each gift 3 times. Luckily, you can always check on who needs what at any time, except you can't check details while on a date. As for unique gifts, the first gift in that set becomes available in a separate tab once you unlock the girl. For Tiffany, she requires the cheerleader gift set. Once you buy the first gift and give it to the correct recipient, the second gift will appear in the purchase gifts tab on the next day. And now that that's out of the way, let's continue on with the playthrough. By the end of day 4, I switch things up and take Belly home first for the first time. Naturally, Q gets super jealous and joins in the crusade of best friends forever and ever and ever and ever on the morning of day 5. Before I leave, but after my date, I make sure to give Q the box of tissues for when she needs to cry later, and obviously the magazine. The tissues just gives me a Q plush. I don't know why Q has a plush of herself, but to each their own. With the strange thing in my inventory, I am fully prepared to unlock Celeste when the time comes. But now it's time to progress the completion rate. I take Tiffany home to play some video games, and in the afternoon I take Audrey out on a date. I'm so close to not having to be around her anymore, but her swimsuit is rather cute, I must admit. And I swear she likes frills. By the end of night 6, I take Aiko back to my place, putting me one step closer. With 3 girls at 5 hearts on only day 6, I think I have an actual shot at this. Keep in mind, I do have until the end of day 18 to get all the girls to be my BFFs, and even though right now I'm on day 7, each girl is being set up for back-to-back visits to my place, for nothing but Yukio. After my final date with Audrey on night 7, I evict her one last time as I say hi to Kiana on day 8. Later that night, I run into the same dilemma as I ran into the beginning of this video. Like I mentioned so early on, Nikki's at the beach, at night, with the strange thing in my inventory, sitting at 4 hearts, and I'm able to take her home. Seeing as this is day 8 and I can safely take Nikki home another night, I make the same exact decision and meet with Celeste. After a successful date and learning that Celeste likes to swim, I leave her alone at the beach and meet up with Belly in the morning, and much to my surprise, I fail the date. Even more to my surprise, I don't just restart the game to save some time. I think my thought process was, since I got a few extra free dates on day 1, I could afford to lose 1 or 2 dates throughout this playthrough. Either that, or I'd completely forgotten that she's already my best friend. I really hope that doesn't bite me later. As we continue to make our way through, we load everyone we meet with calories so we can continue to extract that vital intel, which in turn leads me to think that maybe the CIA should try this tactic. As night comes along, we take Kiana home, and she is super nervous about the ordeal. Knowing that she has a kid at home and probably has to pay the babysitter some extra cash, I don't blame her. Yeah, fun fact, Kiana has a kid and we never see him. Knowing that she has a kid is vital intel though, since sometimes she'll ask you about your viewpoints on children. If you answer that you like kids, then you get bonus honey. Moving on to something also interesting is day 10, and I have yet to see goldfish available for sale. This is quite concerning. Without goldfish, I can't unlock Momo, and without Momo, I can't complete the 18-day achievement. This is very concerning. Now you can kind of start seeing why I'm calling it the demon fish. As I keep checking the shop, I become best friends with Lola, Nikki, Q, and Jessie, which naturally unlocks Venus. Now, I could have taken Jessie home before Q, but with time on the clock, I didn't want to risk it. It's day 14 by the time I unlock Venus, and I'm now officially worried. In order to finish everyone by the end of day 18, I need to take the last girl home on day 18 by the latest. Which means that if I start someone from scratch, the latest I can start dating him is on day 15, which is only 1 day away. Now, you may be thinking, but you can also date them on the night of day 15, and in some cases, you're completely right. But if you have too many girls that you need to take home and solidify a friendship with, that isn't going to work. So with my anxiety at an all-time high, I continue to check the store as I progress throughout the day. After making some sweet friendship with Celeste, it is the day of reckoning. With Celeste by my side, I hesitantly check the shop, and I'm really hoping there's a demon fish. Oh, finally, the demon fish has appeared. I buy that damn thing ASAP, and I leave Celeste to lock the door behind her. I make my way to the dock part where Nikki's just chilling, and after making sure I don't gift her the demon fish, I talked with her, give her some gifts, adjust my inventory, and I throw the demon fish away. And so, with this offering, I called upon the demon of who I need to slay with my friendship. Up here, Momo, the Kemono Mimi.
Did you drop these fishies here?
With Momo finally unlocked, there's only one thing left to do. Time to go on several dates and speed things up. Upon day 17, I'm very close. On that very night, I become best friends with Venus, and upon day 18, I see that Momo's at 4 hearts. Oh, finally. One last date. Sadly, it has to be with Momo and not Celeste. Big Sag. Upon the night of day 18, I take Momo out for one last date and seal the pact of best friendship, unlocking me the Pickup Legend achievement. The same achievement that I was trying to get at the start of this video, so I didn't have to go through all of this again. That's okay. With that down, there's only 2 or 3 achievements left to get. Yeah, so while playing, I unlocked one of them with Tiffany, but while reviewing the footage, I couldn't find the date with Tiffany and I unlocked it, so hoping that I did it twice in one run. If I don't come across it, I'll just, find a hoodie to cry into before I comb through nearly 30 hours of footage again to find the one instance of dating Tiffany. And for all I know, could be misreading about Tiff in case I have to examine every single last date. I really don't want to do that. So with that out of our system, let's focus on the last 2 achievements that I've been actively working towards. Not only do I have to have a 100% completion rate, I also need to max out my honey and my money. With the only way to get money, this is where the alpha mode would have killed me. Sure, I could have earned a lot of money for completing Alpha Date, but since Alpha Dates are set to hard mode, I can save time finishing the easy dates, plus increasing my odds of unlocking an achievement that I shall not mention. As I make my way through, I finish maxing my stats, which is also needed for the completion achievement. And that also means that I can start saving up for the honey to a max of 99,999, or 99,999, or just shy of 100k. Days go by as I begin to just go into autopilot for these dates. I do have to check constantly for who needs what in managing my inventory, but at this point it's just a grind game. By sacrificing some money, I buy some extra gifts to further increase my honey. Eventually I max out my honey, but in order to get the achievement, I also need to max out my money, which is hard to do when you're trying to complete the completionist achievement. At some point, while looking to see what remaining gift I need for Momo, I misclick and spend honey for some tank gravel. Wait, is this an option? Completely stunned, I unwrap the Amazon sent tank gravel and give it to Momo before I realize that yes. After completing the main game, Q sends you a text saying that for the cost of 10,000 honey, you can get any gift you want. Now, I don't know if this applies to unique gifts, but since I'm this late into the run, that doesn't really matter to me, as this one thing changes so much for this run. The store can only carry so many gifts per day, and it is random. So by being able to spend 10k in honey to get one specific item and finish the set is huge. I use this mechanic quite a bit, as getting back 10,000 honey is just talking to some girls and answering some questions correctly. With only a few gifts, outfits, and hairstyles to go, I get to work, and hot damn, it's a lot of grinding. Like, I can't express how many times I've had to check the profile of each girl just to see who is done with gifts and who needs an outfit unlocked, and who needs more intel to tell me. That was a lot. Again, this took me hours of playtime and brain power. And yes, I still haven't found that time I unlocked the move achievement yet, but don't worry, I'll find it before the end of this video so I can tell you I got it. Future late night gamer here, I just wanted to mention something here. At some point, my editing software decided to crash on me several times while slowly combing through footage, since it was easier to navigate that way rather than through a media player. So, spoilers, I don't run into a date where I finish with 20 or more moves, so I did have to go back through the footage. But I didn't have to go back through all of the footage, so there is a bonus side to this. Upon finishing the 4th date with Tiffany and then inviting her to dinner at my place to play some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, on the first run of the playthrough, I finished her date with exactly 20 moves left, giving me the Quickie achievement. And considering how fast I apparently unlocked said achievement, it was indeed a Quickie. So thank you, Tiffany, for helping me get that achievement. Totally did not have to go through everything to find that out. But you know what? Here's a cookie for your troubles. Take the cookie as a thank you. Tiff, take the cookie. Take the cookie! Finally, after countless days, thanks to Tiffany, I was able to score that last bit of money I needed to unlock the money bags achievement for maxing out both my money and my honey. But I wasn't done yet. See, although I have all of the pictures, stats, and info, I don't have all of the outfits and most of the items, which isn't as bad as it could be. Items are easy. I can just use honey as I need it and replenish it by dating or talking to recover, the lost honey. And luckily for me, while getting the money bags achievement, I was also trying to fill out all the outfits. The nice thing is that when you unlock a new outfit, you also get the hairstyle that matches that outfit, so it's not as bad as it sounds. Unfortunately, it's who I need to get the outfits for that make this, so egregious that it just didn't have to be this way, but here we are. I'm not going to mention who needs items because that's not the important thing here, but the items are a different story entirely. The outfits I need are for Kiana, Nikki, and Momo. Kiana is totally fine, no problems there. Nikki and Momo, on the other hand, they have the Salem problem. They both like to wear the same outfit to multiple dates. I don't know what the Salem joke was, but okay. Nikki likes to wear her pajamas to dates that you would think wouldn't be where you would want to wear your pajamas to. but I guess sure, whatever. And Momo likes to bring her classy outfit to either the ice rink or the tennis court. I forget which, but I really don't like Momo, so it's not like there's something I'm really concerned about. As I make way through getting the rest of the items, I try to finish up the few outfits I need. I get really lucky with Kiana as we go through the farmer's market and she wears this yellow sweater thing. Sorry, as I mentioned earlier, I don't really know anything about fashion, but it's an outfit, and I finished the date, it's only 2 more to go. On a date with Nikki, during specifically the evening to the scenic outlook, I unlock her final outfit, which is also a sweater? It looks good on her though, which is pretty sweet, but even sweeter is that this is the final outfit I needed to unlock for Nikki. It is at this point that I realized I was wrong and I have already seen that outfit on Nikki. But I didn't realize that until Nikki and I go to the ice rink and I see a school uniform on her. A booyah! Now we only need one more outfit to go and you'll never believe what it was. One of the pics that Momo sent us a while ago actually gives us a hint as to what that outfit is. I didn't actually think it was an outfit as I've not once seen it throughout this playthrough, or at all in this game until apparently just now, or through the pic. But there's also a pic that Nikki sent once upon a time with her in her pajama outfit, so it turns out it's a legit thing. That was the maid outfit for Momo, not for Nikki. I was able to unlock the maid outfit by going to the scenic outlook during the evening with Momo. Finally, after finishing the date, I unlocked the 0 life achievement, and I could not agree with that title more. With that being said, there's only one thing left to do. I rushed on over to Celeste at night and invited her to play some card games one last time, and with that, I remaxed my honey and money, giving me 100% in HuniePop. Here we are, once again, another game, another notch under the belt. And yes, I know what that usually implies, but it is quite appropriate with this video. Y'all didn't think I didn't know it was being implied throughout this entire video, did you? Well, regardless, thank you for making it this far, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe, because wow, that took a lot out of me. But before I go back to bed to prepare for the next game, here are my final thoughts on HuniePop. For a game that came out a little more than a decade ago, it still holds up with its simple design, but damn, getting 100% everything as soon as you can without being a speedrunner takes a lot of brain power. This is definitely more of a casual game with like a little adult action on the side. So definitely perfect for anyone who's lonely at night. Plus, the girls themselves are quite diverse in terms of both design and personality. Some of the girls are definitely very 2010s viewpoints and cliches. Momo is a great example of this. Finally, if you're looking for a saucy game that's on a casual level, I would actually recommend this game. But when it comes to getting 100%, please take your time. The girls can wait, and they will wait for you. They are just pictures. Although they're pretty nice. Voice acting is really good. One final thing I forgot to mention in this playthrough is that you can decide from the get-go if you yourself are a guy or a girl and can change this at any time in the settings tab. The only thing that really changes is some dialogue, but the gameplay is still the same. Still nice that was added though. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If there's any games you'd like for me to get 100% in, just leave it in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. This has been the Late Night Gamer, and I'll see you all on another night.